Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, we're going to be talking about the role of women and minorities in World War II. World War II was a life-changing era, remodeling societies and nations worldwide. The valiant fights of soldiers in distant lands have been the most frequently highlighted points, but equally important were the battles on the home front. Minorities and women played critical roles, demonstrating that patriotism and resistance have no gender or ethnicity. From the fields and factories to the battlefields and beyond, their stories of persistence and commitment are a tribute to the indomitable human spirit. This video explores the stories of minorities and women during World War II and their role in the war effort.
Alright, so these are the table of contents that we will be going over with this presentation. Women's role in World War II, the challenges women faced, nurses and medical personnel, women pioneers of World War II, the role of minorities, African Americans and the Tuskegee Airmen, Navajo Code Talkers, the WW campaign, and finally, the conclusion.
During World War II, millions of women came to occupy key slots in war labor in plants, in shipping yards-related war plants, and in war-related plants. Their labor was necessary to win the war because women produced war-related equipment, vehicles, and weaponry required by the Allies. As part of labor aside from industry, women came to occupy military slots in nursing, flying, and in clerical work. Women enrolled in organizations such as the WAC and WASPs in the Army Air Force. On the home front, women served in war bond drives and in civil defense. Their work in war plants and support to war-related projects symbolized women's determination to duty and strength, playing an invaluable role in winning the war and in opening future gender equality achievements.
During World War II, a woman faced various hardships in undertaking work done by men and traditional work. Workplace discrimination was prevalent where women faced criticism and opposition by colleagues who wondered about women's capabilities. Handling work responsibilities in addition to family life gave an added layer to this because women attempted to balance work life to family life. Though women gave invaluable work contributions to work, women got fewer training sessions in comparison to men. Social criticism was present because women faced criticism over venturing beyond gender lines. Post-World War II, women faced hardships in settling down to life in society because women had to leave work to welcome military servicemen who had not been working while women had been undertaking work responsibilities.
Women served in nursing and in serving professionally in units such as the Army Nurse Corps, Navy Nurse Corps, among others. They administered necessary medical aid to war-fighting troops, in field units, and in hospital ships. Their work was conducted in bad working conditions, with women working extended working hours in combat conditions and in mobile units. Their strength and determination saw hundreds of thousands of lives saved and kept the troops in the top shape and spirits. The women pioneers achieved war work in aid of transforming society. As First Lady in World War II, Eleanor Roosevelt was fighting women's equality and civil rights. Mary McLeod Bethune was fighting to have women in the military. Margaret Chase Smith was an early congresswoman who was an active participant in passing the Women's Armed Services Integration Act. Dorothy Height was fighting in aid of women's rights as well as civil rights. Edith Norris Rogers was an enduring congresswoman who was instrumental in bringing about the Women's Army Corps, which was the WAC. All these women broke down barriers, battled to gain equal status, and established an enduring legacy of power and change.
During World War II, discrimination was faced by minorities and hardships. Segregation in the military was not only practiced among women, but was extended to women in general, whereby discrimination was faced by African American women who ended up in isolated units. Approximately 120,000 Japanese Americans were forcibly sent to internment camps by the American government, an indication of racial discrimination against Japanese Americans. Minority job applicants faced fewer job openings since discrimination was practiced in most jobs, whereby most jobs and jobs where African American women ended up taking only minimal jobs paying little training. But, in response to these setbacks, African American women served in isolated units, including the Women's Army Corps, while Japanese American women, including women in internment camps, served in WAC and in the Red Cross. Their labor was vital to war efforts and led to an increased development in civil rights among women and minorities.
The Tuskegee Airmen were the U.S. Army Air Corps' first black military flyers. Under immense racial discrimination and segregation, the Tuskegee Airmen proved exceptional in both bravery and performance, making major contributions to the war efforts by the Allies. Their achievement not only succeeded in countering and transforming the racial prejudices in those days, but it also led to the future integration of U.S. military forces. The Navajo Code Talkers provided secure communication to the Marine Corps. Navajo language was used by Navajo Code Talkers in designing an indestructible code to conduct military messages. Navajo language was an appropriate language to be used in encoding messages because Navajo language is distinct in style and complicated in patternness, and this was not interpreted by the enemy. Navajo Code Talkers actively took part in every key Marine operation in the Pacific War Zone in making an invaluable input to the Allies' victory. Their work guaranteed secure communication efficiently required to military operation performance and development.
The Double V campaign by the Pittsburgh Courier during 1942 was to win victory over fascism in foreign countries and racial discrimination in America. American black citizens were encouraged to fight in favor of war while fighting equal liberty and rights. This campaign raised awareness about hypocrisy in fighting democracy abroad while not having full civil rights in America. Demanding victory and doubling over Axis powers and racial discrimination, this campaign encouraged American black citizens to fight in favor of war while demanding change in society. This campaign was an impactful campaign in raising awareness about racial parity and created groundwork in the civil rights movement in future war years. The involvement in World War II by women and minorities was nothing short of revolutionary. They faced unimaginable hardships and discrimination, yet played essential jobs that shaped both war and legacy. From women who assumed jobs that had always been performed by men to minorities who served in the military in defiance to discrimination against them, their labor destroyed myths and brought future breakouts. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Jazakum Allah khairan for listening to our presentation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.